Using food as a stim for people with ADHD is something that we all need to talk about more. I haven't met many people or worked with many clients who don't do this. I am an intuitive eating counselor and nutritionist with ADHD. I work with people with ADHD, and I've been going over the 10 principles of intuitive eating in my last few posts and ways I work with clients to make them more neurodivergent friendly. So there are less barriers for people with ADHD to becoming intuitive eaters. 7 is all about finding alternative ways to cope with your emotions that aren't completely relying on food. And I think just really having more of a discussion around people with ADHD using food as a stim, a source of stimulation, is so important because there is generally a lot of guilt and shame around this, and there shouldn't be. I really don't think there's anything wrong with using food as a stim as long as you have the awareness that you're doing that and that it's not feeding into binge eating patterns that are making you feel really uncomfortable and introducing more shame and guilt into your life. We don't need that. We don't want that. Intuitive eating really revolves around this thing called interoceptive awareness. It's a form of body awareness. It basically just means being able to recognize and respond to the signals that your body sends your brain about what it needs. And it's so important for ADHD as well because a lot of the time people with ADHD generally have less interoceptive awareness or body awareness than neurotypical people. So this is such a huge tool to be able to distinguish between when you're using food as a stim versus binge eating and kind of getting stuck in that restrict binge pattern. And another thing that's so important for this principle as well, using food as a stim, is learning to balance your blood sugar levels. I work on this with all my clients. If your blood sugar levels are balanced before you use food to stim, or you are able to add components to your snack or meal of choice for stimming, probably snack, that are going to balance your blood sugar levels, then that is going to leave you more satiated, and it'll be a lot less likely that you are going to fall into binge eating patterns if you are more satiated from having balanced blood sugar levels, from having the right ratios of fiber, protein, and carbohydrates and fats. I think self-compassion as well is a huge component that could be tied in with this principle too. With ADHD is really hard. So many things with ADHD are really hard. The system was not built for us. So every day just existing in it can be really exhausting, and things that seem pretty basic and small, like eating, can actually be a huge challenge. So just really coming back to remembering that all the time and giving yourself self-compassion and just for being able to exist in this very neurotypical system